Welcome to WOGE'S Folk Tales, the channel for original and premium African tales and folklores with moral lessons. Subscribe for premium content. Umueke Kingdom, a small Igbo village tucked between rolling hills and lush forests, was famous for its beautiful maidens. Many of these maidens believed in marrying only the wealthiest men who could help them maintain their beauty. However, there lived an astonishingly beautiful lady named Ujunwa. She was the only child of her parents, who were poor farmers. Aware of their daughter's beauty, her parents hoped she would marry a wealthy man from the village to lift them out of poverty. Indeed, many rich traders were captivated by Uju, but she turned down every proposal. Some she found too proud, others lacked respect for women, and so on. Despite her parents' efforts to convince her to marry one of the wealthy suitors, she remained steadfast. Ujunwa insisted that she knew what she wanted and would say yes only when she found the right man. In the heart of Umueke lived a poor but honest man named Obinna. Obinna, a very handsome man who was known throughout the village for his integrity and kindness. Though he had little in terms of material wealth, his heart was rich with love and respect for his fellow villagers. Obinna's hut was modest, with a thatched roof and mud walls. Every day, he worked tirelessly on his small plot of land, growing cassava and yams. Despite his hard work, his harvests were often meager. Yet, he never complained. He believed that honesty and hard work were the true measures of a man. Despite being a very handsome and well-built man, many maidens in the village did not want to marry him because he was poor. One day, he met Ujunwa as she was returning from the stream, carrying a calabash filled with water. Mesmerized by her beauty and humility, he approached her and complimented her looks, offering to help carry her water pot. Ujunwa was amazed by his offer, as men in Umueke were usually too proud for such acts. Though impressed, she politely declined his help, appreciating his kind gesture. Obinna expressed his desire to know her better, and Ujunwa did not hesitate. They became friends, and after a few market weeks, Obinna asked Ujunwa to be his woman, to which she agreed. Obinna and Ujunwa began spending time together, going to the farm and enjoying each other's company. Other maidens started mocking Ujunwa for being with a poor man. One day, Ujunwa's mother overheard some maidens gossiping about her daughter and Obinna while returning from the market. Knowing Obinna's situation, she was highly disappointed. At home, she scolded Ujunwa, asking if she wanted to remain poor and why she had turned down all her wealthy suitors to be with a poor farmer. When Ujunwa's father came home that evening, her mother reported the situation to him. He just hummed and went to his hut to lie down, frustrating his wife with his silence. She declared that it would be over her dead body that her daughter would marry a poor man. Despite this, Ujunwa was certain she wanted to be with Obinna. She loved how he cared for her, made her his priority, and helped with her chores. Men like him were rare. Umueke Kingdom was led by Chief Anyanwu, a wise and fair leader. One day, the chief faced a great dilemma. Someone had stolen a precious artifact from the village's shrine, a golden mask that had been passed down through generations. The mask was not only valuable, but also held significant cultural and spiritual importance to the villagers. Chief Anyanwu was troubled. He knew that the loss of the mask would bring misfortune to the village. He called a meeting and announced a reward for anyone who could provide information leading to the recovery of the mask. Word of the reward spread quickly through the village. Many people were tempted by the promise of riches and began searching for clues. Obinna, however, remained focused on his daily work. One evening, as he was returning from his farm, he stumbled upon a small, hidden path in the forest. Curious, he followed it and soon found himself in front of an old, abandoned hut. Inside the hut, he discovered the golden mask. Obinna's heart raced. He knew he could claim the reward by returning the mask, but something troubled him. How had the mask ended up here? And who was the thief? Obinna decided to take the mask back to the village chief. He carefully wrapped it in a cloth and made his way to Chief Anyanwu's compound. The chief was surprised to see Obinna, and even more surprised when he presented the mask. "Where did you find this?" Chief Anyanwu asked. Obinna explained how he had found the mask in the abandoned hut. The chief was impressed by Obinna's honesty and asked him to wait while he summoned the elders. The village elders gathered and listened to Obinna's story. They decided to investigate the abandoned hut to uncover any clues about the thief. Obinna led them to the spot, and after a thorough search, they found evidence pointing to a man named Umueke, a known troublemaker in the village. Umueke was brought before the chief and elders. When confronted with the evidence, he confessed to stealing the mask in hopes of selling it for a fortune. The villagers were outraged, but Chief Anyanwu reminded them of the importance of justice and fair trial. A trial was held for Umueke. Witnesses were called and evidence was presented. Throughout the trial, Obinna remained calm and fair, speaking only the truth about what he had found. His honesty and integrity impressed everyone present. The trial concluded with Umueke being found guilty. Chief Anyanwu decreed that Umueke would work to repay the value of the stolen mask and perform community service to atone for his crime. The villagers agreed that this was a fair punishment. True to his word, Chief Anyanwu offered Obinna the reward for recovering the mask. However, Obinna surprised everyone by refusing the money. "I did what I felt was right," he said. "I do not need a reward for being honest." The chief and the villagers were deeply moved by Obinna's humility. Chief Anyanwu decided that Obinna's actions deserved more than just money. He wanted to ensure that Obinna's honesty and integrity were honored in a way that would benefit him and the entire village. Chief Anyanwu called a meeting with the village elders and proposed a plan to help Obinna. They decided to give Obinna a piece of fertile land, much larger than his current plot, and provide him with seeds, tools, and a few livestock. This would enable Obinna to improve his farming and provide a better life for himself. When Obinna was informed of the chief's decision, he was overwhelmed with gratitude. He humbly accepted the gift and promised to use it to benefit not only himself, but also the community. With the new resources, Obinna's farm flourished. His crops were abundant, and he was able to sell the surplus at the village market. That was how he became prosperous overnight. Ujunwa could not contain her joy, and her mother was equally surprised. Now that Obinna was prosperous, she fully supported their union. Without delay, Obinna completed the necessary traditional rites to marry Ujunwa, and their traditional marriage was a grand affair. The same Ujunwa who had been mocked by other maidens for being with a poor man became the envy of her peers. With Ujunwa's support, Obinna shared his prosperity with their neighbors, often giving food to those in need. Obinna's honesty and generosity became an inspiration for the entire village. The villagers saw how honesty and hard work could transform lives. They began to follow Obina's example, and soon the entire village of Umueke experienced a period of unprecedented prosperity and harmony. Years passed, and Obina's story became a beloved folktale in Umueke. Parents told their children about the humble farmer whose honesty brought him unexpected riches. The village chief, elders, and even the youngest children remembered the lesson that true wealth comes from integrity and kindness. Obina and Ujunwa lived a long and fulfilling and happy life, respected and loved by all. His legacy of honesty and generosity continued to guide the people of Umueke, ensuring that the village remained a place where truth and kindness were always valued above all else. And so, the story of Obina, the honest man who brought prosperity to his village, was passed down through generations, reminding everyone that the greatest riches in life come from the goodness of the heart.